Hey everyone, Mr. Overon here with Mr. Overon's Tarot Reading Services, and today I am going to make my version of Florida water. So I'm doing it sans tripod, so I'm sorry about the wiggly and jiggliness of it all, but I've gotten a couple of requests from people about how I make my Florida water, and I know there's a bajillion recipes out there, so I am going to show you how I make mine. So, I'm working at my office desk right now. So I got things scattered to the four corners of my world. But the first thing that you're going to want to get is some kind of jar or bottle to hold your Florida water in. And I'm going to be using rubbing alcohol. The higher the percentage, the better. This is only a 50% alcohol, but it's going to work for what I want it to do. And again, this is based on how I make it. So, you know, whatever you happen to have on hand is what you're going to want to use. So I like mine, Florida water, to be kind of spicy. So these are just some of the elements that I add into mine to really kind of kick it up a notch. So first I'm going to start off with a couple of dried rose petals, or, well, rose buds. And then I'm going to add some basil, or I'm not, sorry, or it's bay leaf, not basil. So try to hold on just a second. I screwed the lid on a little too tightly. So I'm gonna add 2 bay leaves. So there's the 2 bay leaves in there. Let's see. I'm also going to add some freeze-dried lime. So there's, I'm just going to add a couple of pieces of this. Now, if you want your own lime like this, it doesn't have to be freeze-dried. This is just what I happen to have on hand. You can dehydrate or whatever you need to do to get your lime. So you can see that it's getting kind of filled up right now. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is a cinnamon stick, and I'm actually going to break this break this down a little bit. So, let's see here. There we go. So I only used a couple of chunks off of a... Okay, now the next thing I'm going to add... Again, I'm sorry about it being all shaky and every which way but the direction it probably needs to be most of the time. But I'm going to add some cloves. Just got to sprinkle those right in. Now, you don't have to use whole cloves. You could use clove oil or powdered clove, whatever you want to use. And already the smell that's coming off this is amazing. It's really, really spicy and earthy. So this is going to turn out really good. The next thing I'm going to add in is some lemongrass. So I have some lemongrass right here. And again, I decided that I needed to use the strength of Superman to put my lid on with. So I'm just going to tap a little bit of that in there. Again, this is how I make things. You don't have to follow along. Okay, and I'm going to add in some orange peel. So I'm just going to tap a little bit of orange peel into it. Not going to put much of the orange peel in there because the next thing I'm going to use is actual orange oil from Now Essential Oils. I picked up this big, what is it? 1 ounce bottle for $5 at like my little local co-op Trader Joe type place. And it has the strongest, most beautiful oils or orange smell. So I'm gonna just let that go in there for about 25 drops. There we go. Gosh, I wish you guys could smell this right now. It's so just strong and earthy and summery. Okay, so to that, the next thing that I am going to add is catnip. Now, you're probably wondering why catnip. For me, I connect with the feline energy really well, and I just really love the earthy, grassy smell that it has. And I'm not going to add too much because I don't want it to overpower the other scents, but I just want to give it like a little bit of a kick. Give it a little sniff test. Okay. And then I'm gonna give it a few drops of lavender oil. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drops of lavender oil. About 3 drops of peppermint oil. God, I gotta quit. So there's 1, 2, 3. Well, let's go 4. 4 drops of peppermint oil. Now, if you want, you can pray over each one of these ingredients as you put it in to try to empower it, or to empower it more, not try to empower it more. And that's perfectly fine, or you could just add it all in at once and then worry about it at the end of everything. The next thing I'm going to use is some rosemary. And again, I'm not going to use very much of this. I'm just going to use just a little bit of the sprigs, like that right there. That's like a good pinch full. Now I have a butter knife here with kind of a blunt end. I'm just gonna give that kind of a mash up. Get some of those herbs and essential oils kind of mixed together. Okay, so that's how it's looking right now. Give you an inside look. Okay. I overpowered it with the peppermint, so I'm gonna go back in with some of the orange oil and just give it a little top up because I wanted more of a citrus smell. And I'll go ahead and add in another lime. There we go. Okay. Now, the other things that I'm going to add is probably going to be a little bit of rum extract, a little bit of the oil extract, and some basil. And I got a big thing of basil here. So I'm going to pause the video really quickly and do all that. Okay, so I added in my rum and orange extract to this also. Now it has a really good kind of like Caribbean smell to it. So now all you need to do is add in your rubbing alcohol. And I forgot that this was a brand new bottle. There you go. And just fill her up. And that's all there is to it, folks. Once you fill it up, you're going to want to give it a couple of good shakes. And after about 2, maybe 3 weeks, you can strain off all of the herbs and then just use the liquid directly. Or if you're like me and you like the way that the herbs look, you can leave it in there and just blot your finger into it, or however you need to use it for anointing. I like to keep spare paintbrushes around a lot of times, so that I just dip those into my oil and anoint my candles and things like that with it. But there you are, my quick, simple, fast, easy recipe for Florida water. And so now what I'm going to do off camera is I'm going to bless it, empower it, and put my intent into it for what I want to use it for. And like I said, it's as simple as that. You can use the ingredients that I use, you can use your own ingredients, but basically what I wanted from my Florida water was a strong, spicy, earthy citrus smell. And that's exactly what I got using the ingredients that I have here. So, you know, just do your magic the way that you're comfortable with. Listen to your intuition. If it tells you to put more of one ingredient or another into it, that's what you do. Don't second guess yourself. Always listen to your intuition. Okay guys, so if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them in the comment section below. If you want to shoot me an email, please feel free to do so. It's mroveron@gmail.com. And if you would like a spell cast or a tarot reading, please hit me up on the website www.mroveron.com. And I will talk to you all later. Bye, my witches.